former Prime Minister Mikhail Kasyanov was among the thousands marching. Friday's brazen murder, he says, is a turning point in Russia's history.
I'm confident that the changes are unavoidable now, and they will come. The tragic death of Boris will undoubtedly change the minds of many people who will stop looking at what's happening with half-shut eyes, like, I don't care, and this all won't matter for me. They will start thinking about it differently.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, of course, one of Vladimir Putin's major and outspoken opponents was killed in broad daylight in one of the most well-protected places in Russia. Of course, that happening last week. Joining us now is Daniel Greenfield, columnist of FrontPage Magazine and fellow at the David Horowitz Freedom Center. Daniel, let's start with that, and let me ask you, is that narrator there, that reporter, correct, or that person who he interviewed correct? Is this going to really bring about any change in Russia?
I think he's being very optimistic. Putin has had political opponents killed before. It hasn't brought any major changes. And polls, to the extent that you can trust them, suggest that Putin is currently very popular. I don't think that this particular killing will fundamentally change things for the average Russian. The average Russian was much more infuriated by things like Putin moving around the time zones or appointing governors individually. But I think for the opposition, it will certainly energize them because it makes it clear that absolutely no one is safe and that either they can stand up to Putin or leave, which is really what the killing was meant to accomplish.
Yeah, well, I wonder how many will stand up. Hopefully that will be the case. All right, let's talk a little bit about the Netanyahu speech, the reaction to it. Were you shocked, A, that so many, that most of the Congressional Black Caucus did not show up as threatened, and also that Nancy Pelosi not only tweeted out that she was near tears during the whole, what she called condescending speech, but that she appeared, if you watched her and you watched the video after the fact, she just appeared to be out of her mind during the speech.
Yeah, Pelosi's public meltdown was certainly shocking. The Congressional Black Caucus wasn't shocking. They have nothing to lose, and they certainly have something to gain from throwing a tantrum. And they have a terrible public image, but Pelosi appears to still be holding out hope that one day she'll be the majority leader again. And certainly that kind of display, even for people who might have agreed with her, was very ridiculous.
And as far as the speech, everybody I've talked to on the air and everybody that I talked to while we were watching the speech together, and it's the same thing I came away with. I mean, what a speech, what a statesman. What a calm, cool, collected presentation, informative, unafraid. It makes you long, and makes me long, for a president of the United States who gets it and can present things that way.
And it's quite a contrast from the political attacks that were aimed at Netanyahu before and even earlier. Slurs, insults from the Obama administration, anonymously sourced. Before that, you had constant attacks that Netanyahu was just here for a political campaign, that he wants a war. Both of these arguments contradict each other. And the various really petty slights, and Netanyahu rose above that. He was graceful. He thanked the Democrats. He thanked Obama. But at the same time, he made this point very decisively.
Yeah, he absolutely did. I want to, before I let you go, you wrote about one of your pieces, the battle to liberate Mosul. And how it's already a mess. I mean, I think our new defense secretary today or yesterday said it was a mistake to talk about our plans and the plans for that battle, for that liberation, which of course it was a mistake. But it's something Obama has done, telegraphed to our enemies exactly what we're going to do and not going to do. But talk about the battle for Mosul and how successful you think it will be.
The military isn't in the driver's seat when it comes to military strategy. The military strategy is being run out of the White House, and it's being run by people whose experience was really driving a campaign bus or conducting some kind of campaigning for Obama back in the day. These people don't understand the military issues. They really don't know what they're doing, and the military has to take orders from them, creating this kind of dysfunctional situation where generals feel like they have to say yes to something, even though it's impossible. And they assume that once they realize that it's impossible, they'll actually get to have a more feasible strategy. So part of this is what's going on in public.
We got less than a minute, but you also wrote a great piece talking on FrontPage Magazine, frontpagemag.com, the Washington Post story that portrayed the ISIS thugs, the beheaders, the rapists as victims.
Yeah, there's absolutely no harm, there's no atrocity that the media can't decide to suddenly relabel as victims. The Washington Post asks if ISIS, the guys who are beheading or raping, are the real victims. The rollout for Jihadi John, Mohammed Al-Mwazi, the guy who was beheading hostages on video.
No, you're right. I want everybody to go to frontpagemag.com. Daniel, we're out of time, but everybody go to frontpagemag.com. Check it out. Tom DeLay's next. Thanks, Daniel.